Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be telling you how I got 6 9s in my GCSEs. This is a highly requested video. This is kind of like a revision style video. I will be making revision videos for each subject individually and more in depth because each subject has a certain type of way I revise for. I revise for each subject differently, so I feel like it would be better for me to make individual revision videos for each subject. And since I didn't get all 9s, but I did get 6 9s, 1 8 and a 7 in my GCSEs. Before this video starts, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so it would mean a lot if you subscribe to my channel and like this video. Also, if you haven't already, you should watch my live reaction to my GCSE results. I will put the link in the description.
Northside pulling shawty, you gotta start stay. Heard you was a lame boy, get up from my.
The first point is to understand that it's not too late to start your revision. Not too late. Whatever time of the year you're watching this, it is not too late to start revision. To all the year 10s right now, even if you're failing your exams right now, if you start revision now, you can turn that U into a 9, I swear. You have enough time if you start now and start organising your time. So my first tip to getting all 9s is changing your mindset towards school. This is something that makes a big difference to your learning. I'm not even kidding. You have to take this seriously. You have to look at school as a necessity if you want to get good grades. One way I helped myself to do this is by trying to make myself think that learning itself is not a difficult task and that it is something that actually brings me happiness. Even if it doesn't bring you happiness, you can kind of trick your mind into thinking that it does. I actually found out about a principle called the pain and pleasure principle. This principle basically suggests that human beings try to make most of their decisions to either create pleasure or avoid pain. This principle kind of explains why making yourself think that school brings you happiness and education brings you happiness makes you do more work. By making yourself think that learning and studying is not a hard task and is actually a good thing, you will start to become more motivated, because I feel like the number one thing when it comes to revising is actually the motivation people have, because most people look at it as the longest task ever and why should I revise when I can do something like go on TikTok? And you know what, fair enough. But you need to sort yourself out, and the key to getting 9s is to actually putting in the work. There's no way you can get 9s without putting in the work, and that's just facts. So the first step is to be motivated, and my advice to become motivated is to try and make yourself think that school is actually good. Try and enjoy it, genuinely enjoy it, because it also releases hormones in your body which makes you more likely to want to do it again. So after gaining motivation, my next tip is to focus in school. Please focus in school. Once you're in year 11, there's no games, okay? You actually have to pay attention in class. When your friends talk to you, I know that it is like really hard to avoid the latest gossip, but realistically, you should be trying to settle down and listen more in class, because every single lesson you have is very vital to your learning, very vital. I sound like a teacher right now, but I'm telling you the truth. Once you get into year 11, you will not have that many lessons left until you actually do your exams. I'm telling you, the time will go very quickly, and it's very important to learn everything in the lesson and understand everything in the lesson. That way when you actually revise, you won't be learning it for the first time and it won't be a struggle, because a lot of people, they think they listened in class, maybe you did, but you didn't understand. So I would say, if you don't understand, don't be afraid to put your hand up. Let go of that social anxiety, put your hand up. No one's gonna laugh. If they do laugh, then they're just losers and they don't have a life. It's very important to understand things in the lesson, because teachers are there to help you, and they are going to be the number one people that help you get the grades you deserve. On top of this, if you feel like you're behind in class, don't be afraid to ask for extra lessons. The teachers like it. The teachers actually like it when you care about your learning, and most teachers I know wouldn't say no if you ask them for more help outside of lessons. So I would say if you're falling behind, just ask if there are any clubs, and if there are no clubs, ask for one-to-one help, because if you need it, you need it, and there's nothing wrong with asking for help, because not everyone can afford to get a tuition. I didn't get any tuition. I can't afford tuition, so I just had to deal with what I was given in my state school. My next point is, if you know there's a mini exam coming up, like a class exam, listen to what topics are going to be into it and try and revise for it. It makes things easier if you've already gone through things at the beginning, and you will actually thank yourself when it's time to do the exams, because you will be reassured that you know what you need to know. The next tip is very, very, very important and kind of obvious. Do your homework. I have been someone that hasn't always been doing my homework. I can't lie. And you probably are someone else as well who hasn't been doing every single one of their homework pieces. Bits of homework. Okay, right. In year 11, you need to actually do your homework. Not just because of the repercussions you will face, like a detention. That's obviously kind of important, but like not as important as the fact that homework is basically revision labeled as homework. It actually makes your revision decrease if you complete your homework. And think about it. If you do your homework, you won't be stressing out thinking about the detention you're gonna get or might get because you didn't do the homework. And then if you have less stress, you will be less anxious for your exams, and you will be more motivated to work hard. You get me? You get me? That is one of my tips. I swear it made a big difference for me to do homework. Also, on the same lines of homework, my school had some online softwares that we used for different subjects, and my science subject actually had an option to set yourself homework, and I did this because I actually preferred the small questions that they had on the website that my school used. So I ended up setting myself loads of different tasks, and they were all divided by subtopics, which made it so easy for me to revise. Sometimes I wouldn't even revise the way I normally do, but I would just go onto the website my school uses for homework and test myself, because it's free. You guys don't understand the privilege we have, because we're in a first world country and we get so many things paid for us. Not just education, but the softwares that school use for us, they're expensive and we get them for free. Utilize those softwares to the max. Set yourself tasks. You need to actually work hard for GCSEs, especially if you want to get 9s, and you probably want to get 9s if you're watching my video. So the next few bits of advice are more on the revision side of getting 9s. I think that you should get revision guides. If your school doesn't give you them for free, mine didn't, I would suggest buying them. I actually use the CGP revision books for most of my subjects, if not all. I actually used another company for my other subjects, but I forgot what it's called. But the CGP books are my favorite books because their design is very sleek, they're very simple, they're not too detailed, they're straight to the point, there's no extra unnecessary information, and they don't miss out key information either. I think that the CGP books are the best. They also have tests in between, and I love the way CGP books are. They're just the ones for me. You guys can try and like buy one book from a certain company, test run that, and if you like it, buy more. I've always known that I like the CGP books, so I kind of bought them all in one. I will also be showing you guys all of my revision material in another video before I get rid of it. I might be selling some of my old stuff because I haven't completely used all of my revision because we didn't actually do the real exams. We just had our centre assessment grades, which were given to us by our teachers, and they were based off of our mock results, our expected grades, and much more. After buying revision guides, use them, because I know a lot of people get revision guides and let them sit there in the dust or just read through them. That is not the way you're meant to use revision guides. You're not meant to just read through them and expect to just absorb the knowledge. That is not how it works. You need to utilize these books to the max because 1, they're expensive, and 2, you need to get the 9s. So when it comes to utilizing them, the first thing I would say is find out what kind of learner you are. So there's like 4 main types of learners in the world. Everyone is technically every kind of learner, but at different amounts. So just find which one you're the most. I think there's a few quizzes online you can do to find out which type of learner you are. But let me just name the 4 types. So the first type of learner I know about is an auditory learner. The second type is a visual learner. The third type is a kinesthetic learner. Gosh. The fourth type of learner I know about is a reading/writing learner. Auditory learners tend to learn things better with sound, music, all the type of jazz. Jazz. Number 2, visual learners, they tend to learn better with diagrams, drawings, physical things, I guess. So kinesthetic learners tend to learn more in physical activities. I actually don't know any kinesthetic learners, but I think that's pretty cool. The number 4 is reading/writing. They learn better when it comes to reading stuff and writing stuff. I personally am a bit more of a visual or reading/writing learner, and I use more revision to do with that kind of learning. So for each type of learner, you can find out which types of revision methods are the best. So after you take the quiz, try and find out different methods to revise based on what kind of learner you are. As a visual learner and also a reading/writing learner, I used flashcards, mind maps. My favorite method out of all of them was using flashcards. I think they just worked the best for me personally, but you guys can find out which type of method works better for you and stick to it. Then after you found your favorite methods, you need to use those hand in hand with the revision books. So how I personally revised, I actually made flashcards for each subject. I had a lot of flashcards, like a lot, and I didn't even finish them. I wish I did, because I loved making them, and whilst I was making them, I was reading the information, rereading it whilst I was writing it, and then testing myself on top of that, so it went deep inside my memory, which is why I love flashcards. The only con to flashcards, I think, is the time it takes to making them. Other people use virtual flashcards. I'm not a fan of virtual flashcards. I think they just don't work as well for me. Also, the fact that they're already written just makes me not remember the stuff as much as I would if I read the information, rewrote the information, and then asked myself. So that is just my personal thing, but you guys can find out which way you want to do that. After revising, I would say test your friends and also teach your friends, because when you're teaching someone, you're also remembering the information more, and when you're testing someone, you remember the answers, and if they get the question wrong, you usually get the question right. So it helps you remember information better both ways, and is a good way to learning. After this, you need to use past papers. Past papers are one of the best things, and if you're expecting to get 9s, you have to use past papers. There are no arguments. You have to use past papers. They are very important. They are a guide. They are a very good guide with your progress. I had folders full of past papers. I would highlight the questions that I got wrong, revisit the topics, and then do the past paper again, see my improvements until I basically nearly got 100%. My aim was to get 100% in every single exam I did, but obviously coronavirus happened and that didn't happen, but it's okay. You guys watching this will probably get the full GCSE experience and end up doing the exams in March, but you guys will most likely do the real thing, and I think it would be really exciting to do the real thing. I actually kind of wish we did the exams. Just because I spent so much time working on my revision and I was building up my revision, I didn't complete it, and I have a lot of books that I bought and I barely got to use, which is kind of sad, but at least I'm happy with my GCSE results at the end of the day. Also, one little tip, get highlighters. I use highlighters to organize things a lot, and I will be making way more videos in depth on how I revise this was just the tip of the iceberg. So remember to subscribe to my channel because I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. And also like this video because it helps with the algorithm and it'll make me smile. And stay resilient and stay confident within yourself. Believe in yourself because that way you will be motivated to do more work, and if you believe in yourself you will most likely do better in your exams. Also, if you believe in manifestation, then you already know the deal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a comment with a red heart down below. Bye guys!
Black leather glove, no see-through. Buckles on the jacket, it's elite shit. Nike crossbody, got a piece in. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit. I'ma show you how to get it, it go